Alex.
Fat.
Bald.
Douche.
Ignorant.
Noob.
1,500 comments about how much you guys hate us last week.
First.
50,000 views, we don't care.
You're going to get so much hate this week. All you haters out there, we've read all your comments. For you, a big day when you get us upset. For us, just Thursday. Today, we've played GT5 for a week.
Yeah.
And we played Forza, and we've played F1, we played Need for Speed. So today, we're going to get on to part 2 of our review of Gran Turismo.
Last week, we literally had 4 hours to review and shoot the episode for you guys, right after it came out.
Which is about how long it took for some of these guys to write these comments, which still had spelling errors.
They are going to hate you.
We are so asking for it this week. We have a lot to say.
I want more creative comments than just douche, I hate you, you're a tool.
Well, I feel that way about you without the Road Testament. JF Musial, Alex Roy, Road Testament. Let's get started. GT5 Part 2. Game design theory. Alright? For any game, there's an important rule. Do you want to play it twice? Any game, doesn't matter what it is. True?
That's what keeps the series alive.
You played backgammon?
No.
Bad game. Alright? You played GT4?
I played GT3, GT4, now GT5.
I play Civ 4 more than Civ 5. That's
Okay.
not a racing game. Forza 3 and F1 F1 which just came out. Those for me are the other two big games.
We've been using them as a benchmark to render whether or not we like GT5. Mind you, I think GT5 represents a different type of audience. Now, let me just go out on a limb here. Gran Turismo 5, from what I can understand, focuses more on car setup, car driving characteristics, more so than gameplay. It wants to be more about, well, what's it like to simulate a drive on your favorite tracks around the world. Forza and F1 have different reasons for being. Forza is more along the lines of, well, it tries to be a fun game to play that you always play with your friends.
Okay, that's true, but I'm not sure I want to play it alone.
That's, oh wait,
GT5.
Forza? GT5?
Look,
yeah.
The fundamentals of Forza, for me, are totally there.
Okay.
Easy interface, huge car selection, damage,
Yes.
nice track selection, lots of downloadable content, easily downloaded content, easily
expandable.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
the
F1?
whole gameplay experience is wonderful.
What about F1?
Well, let me just one more thing about Forza. Missing elements, physics engine.
Not as good as GT5.
They've always been behind GT5,
Yeah.
the GT series. F1.
Yes.
Cutting edge physics engine. In fact, how can we even be sure? It's an F1 car.
Who's
driven one? I've driven one for 5 minutes. I sucked. I mean, but
F1 though, I think the aspect that F1 I love the most is the rules and regulations of the game and the strategy. As a team manager, as a driver, as a strategy game,
disqualification.
F1, yeah, exactly.
Pit penalties.
I think F1 is superior than all of them in terms of what's it like to actually be in a race, in a career.
So, if F1 is, I mean, I'm going to say this flat out, is the best race driver simulator there is, because it includes everything that happens outside the car during a race.
Yeah.
And your decisions matter, and they have cascading consequences.
Yeah, so if you're bad to
across races,
there's actually, you have to interact with the press. You have to interact with
I hate that part.
Well,
I'm talking about the race rules, black flagging, corner cutting,
true, yes.
pit drive-through penalties. This stuff is great.
Yeah.
The tire changing. I mean, the
strategy with the
stops.
range. Yeah.
This stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
And there's weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a driver, like when I play F1, I actually sweat because it's so intense. You're mentally thinking and physically trying to.
And decisions you make in one race and mistakes and rankings affect things later in the season,
Yes.
which is different from season play in, say, Forza. Let's get a GT5.
Yes.
Okay? Physics engine, clearly
The best.
the best. Well, clearly superior to Forza.
Yes.
We can't say if it's applicable to F1 because the cars are so different.
Yes, of course.
So,
Mind you, there is one thing I want to mention. In GT5, you can actually race go-karts. The only experience I really have in racing is go-karts.
and you're you're very good.
Well, shut up.
Don't you have a track record at GP1?
Go-karting is is very fundamental in terms of balance and in terms of entry and exit of corners. This game, though, I didn't really feel it there. The balance of the karts, not quite the same. But then again, it's karting. Who knows what...
So what you're saying is the physics engine isn't so great.
In the karting aspect.
Or
But
maybe it's the kart modeling.
yeah, I don't think they have enough experience in the kart modeling.
All right, because no one does because no one. Who else is modeling karts? iRacing. Does iRacing have karts?
Yeah, this is what we need to get to. iRacing, I think, if you really want to learn a track, or if you really want to learn...
Limits of adhesion in
Yeah.
a driving sim.
or interaction with other drivers who are real race car drivers, iRacing is the place you want to go. If you want to actually learn a track or actually get better as being a track driver, I think iRacing is the result. I think GT5,
It's kind of a houseboat.
it's trying to be everything.
Everything's
I
everything.
think the one thing that GT5 has over all of them is the setup and telemetry. You really can learn a lot from the telemetry.
The setup?
Well, look at it like this.
Wait. Setup.
Kazunari Yamauchi
Okay.
designed the instrument cluster and the telemetry of the real-life Nissan GTR. You can tell that engineering and that aspect of every fine detail went into this game. So that when you want to learn about your braking zones in relation to the track and relation to the car, as well as your throttle input, your steering input, there's a lot of data you can grab off of GT5 that you wouldn't realize, which is very cool, and I haven't seen that anywhere else. I think that's the aspect of Gran Turismo 5 that we're kind of
The bottom line
not
is,
looking at.
if you're watching this,
Yeah.
you're probably going to buy GT5 no matter what we say. But my advice would be, a big series of patches is coming.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
And if I was going to spend $60 in 3 months playing a game, I'd spend the next 3 months mastering F1. And when I'm done, then I'm buying GT5.
See,
because playing it now is not enjoyable.
We have to think of this as if we were consumers. It's a big investment for a lot of you to go out there and buy a PlayStation 3 with the game and the steering package and everything like that.
And that, by the way, if you're going to play this game, you can't just you really need to have the good Logitech wheel.
Yeah, you can't.
Which
really
is at least $150.
Yeah.
And the really good one's like $375.
It's actually a fairly big investment just to play a game. It's
And
cheaper than racing.
You can play Forza and F1
Yeah.
with a $99 Xbox wheel.
True. We're looking at this as a consumer standpoint. If you really wanted to go ease of entry, iRacing could be the easiest way in.
Yeah.
You have to pay the subscription.
But iRacing, the graphics are horrible, and it's not a fun game. It's work, which is what driving is to professional drivers.
Yes.
It's work. If I was doing it, I'd buy it. If I was to...
Let's lay out the
Xbox,
details. If you are this
F1.
person, you should buy this. Hold on. If you are this type of person, who are you if you buy F1?
All right, if you want to play a game
With
that's
strategy.
like edge of sim,
Yeah.
if you want to learn what it's like to race cars professionally, manage a team, be a driver, and drive a car you'll never drive in real life, which is what makes gaming fun,
F1.
then you got to buy F1,
All right,
which is
Forza.
actually going to be fairly inexpensive, $50 game, $99 wheel,
Yeah.
and the Xbox.
What about Forza?
If you want to play a lot of cars, crash them,
Yeah.
have fun, easy learning curve, and paint your cars,
And have
easy
a sense of ownership of your garage.
and super easy to get into, play, and enjoy, you're going to buy Forza.
Gran Turismo 5. If you're a geek like me, if you like to see that technology, if you like to feel as if you have control over your driving dynamics and you like to drive in different weather conditions, because that is what Gran Turismo has over everyone else.
No, F1 has weather.
True, but I think the Gran Turismo realism with the weather and the functions of adhesion and the
Oh, really?
coefficient of friction. Is,
Really?
Yeah,
Have
really.
you tried driving an F1 car in the rain?
Neither have you.
There's a reason for that.
I think Gran Turismo is your best bet if you want those aspects, and if you want to really learn the tracks, and I've actually gone up to iRacing and driven on their simulator, I think that iRacing is the best bet if you want to learn the tracks.
If you're a masochist.
Okay.
If you're a masochist, it's iRacing. GT5, I mean, if you love cars, you're going to own pretty much all these games anyway. But seriously, the game that deserves to be played, really deserves to be, not just on its reputation, but as an experience, a new level of, is F1.
F1.
Strategy,
Yeah.
strategy. That's what racing's about.
If you like Civilization as a game, if you love...
Well, no, if you want to know what it's like to race cars, F1 is your game.
If you want to learn how it's to race in a career, I think F1's your thing.
No, even if it's one, everybody's got a pit. And
Okay.
real drivers plan their pits before the race starts. Sun Tzu, Art of War, every battle's outcome's determined before it starts. And if a team comes in with a better car and a better driver with no pit strategy, and they're on the radio talking about it, he's going to lose. And that's what racing's about, and that's what F1's about. Everyone else, in my opinion, is just joking.
Okay. How much are people going to hate us for this episode?
A lot.
What comments do we not?
But if you want to race me, I'm not going to tell you how. Next week on the Road Testament.
If you say Comparo, I'll kill you.
What's that crazy Russian supercar?
Which one?
What?